I told you that celebrating your coworkers' tiny wins, like sending a hard email or actually taking a lunch break, might be the thing that keeps them from burning out?
Or that cheering for yourself could be the boost your team didn't even know it needed.
Gallup actually found that if you have a best friend at work, you're 7 times more likely to be engaged.
And if that's not a reason to celebrate, I don't know what it is.
Listen or watch on YouTube. We're talking about why celebrating wins is more than just making you feel good.
Hi, I'm Claude.
And I'm Jess.
We are corporate employees by day, entrepreneurs by night, and work besties for life.
Join us as we explore how work besties lift each other up, laugh through the chaos, and thrive together in every industry.
Work Besties!
Welcome back to Work Besties Who podcast.
The place where celebrating a win is a daily ritual, even if it's just remembering to unmute a team meeting.
Today we're talking social wellness and the power of celebrating each other's wins.
Not just big milestone, right? But the tiny things that usually go unnoticed, but totally matter.
Which I have a real life example. I don't even know if I told you this one. Just this past week, I was in a team meeting where I was co-presenting with a couple of people. And, you know, my role is I usually fill in and help kind of kick off the landscape of what's going on. And we had done the deck so long ago that we got to a slide and I completely blanked. Like,
You did?
I just forgot that I even created the slide, let
That's
alone.
surprising.
I
of
know.
you.
But without a beat, the person that was hosting the meeting could see the shock,
deer
in
yeah.
headlights look on my face, and instantly jumped in, and he took over, presented the slide, did it beautifully. And as he was saying it, I was like, oh yeah, that's the stuff I commented on before. So I was able to jump back in again, and it got me back into the thing. So while it wasn't like a huge colossal thing he did, it was like so helpful and such an appreciated thing.
So you told him.
Oh, yeah.
So you're celebrating.
So I literally, afterwards said thank you, and then a couple days later went back to him and said, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. It really felt like a team effort from that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So beside that, maybe we should take a step back and discuss social wellness, right? Why does it really matter?
Right. Yeah, because the title of this, as well as what we'll focus on a little bit, is really an element of social wellness, not necessarily the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. So when you think about social wellness, it's really more about being connected, feeling seen, supported, and really like a part of something. So in my example, I did really feel like because he jumped in, he felt I was a part of his team and he just helped instantly.
Yeah. And what I love about that also, like those, social wellness, like celebrating big, small, small things, it really has a real business impact on it as well. Because, for example, even though that's usually your thing, about insights, Gallup found teams with high engagement. For example, the teams that cheer each other up and why everything is great are up to 23% more profitable and 70% better in terms of well-being.
I think that's fantastic, don't you think?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're being seen, right? You're not like just a number.
Right.
So you want to do more. That's human.
So I think the way I would describe it is the celebrating wins isn't meant as like fluff. It's really meant as food for your soul or for your morale to help with the performance.
Yeah. And what I like also, like celebrating wins is not only the only way to showcase social wellness.
Right. Exactly.
So, for example, everyone remembers to shout out promotions, big deals, big wins, everything, in the break room, like the big drinks or whatever, or even after work.
I hope the drinks are after work.
Depends which
industry you work in.
Because I did work in spirit.
You're right.
And we had a bar at
right.
work. Anyway, besides this, which was not so much social wellness between you and I. What about the email, you were scared to send and finally did it? So you're like happy. You're making yourself, you can also hype yourself.
Hype yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think another one that we talk about, or at least I talk about, at least amongst my team, is when somebody finally recognizes they need help with the project.
Yeah.
So they come and ask for it, or they find a way to solve it without suffering. And that's technically a huge win in disguise.
Is it?
Yeah. Because if you think about it, why make them take longer and feel the pain and suffer versus just recognizing I need help?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's a
true.
win.
And
That's a win. People shouldn't
actually,
suffer at work. They
yeah,
shouldn't.
that's actually being
Resourceful. But
resourceful, but also
it's not always something people think is readily available to them, and it is.
Yeah. But going back again with the stats, I'm putting my Jess hat right now. I feel so
should
cool.
get you a Jess hat.
Where's my
It should
my
say,
pretty
"Just the
lipstick?
facts."
I know. Anyway, because according to Harvard, celebrating small wins actually builds momentum, and it puts confidence, motivation, like I said before, which at the end helps people to keep going.
So, like our episode title is, the little stuff adds up. It's not just the big wins, it's the small wins. And it really helps team morale, it helps build self-belief. And the best part about it is when your work bestie notices, it somehow feels more comfortable and lands harder when you say something, or when one of my people that are closest to me say something, right? Yeah. So I'll have to be honest, I know over the past couple of weeks, there's been times when I feel I'm not at my best, and you've come to me and said things like, "You've got this, you'll figure it out.
Oh, I did.
It's okay." Yes.
I'm blushing. But likewise, it's the same. It's the same way, and you see that it's being authentic,
right?
And it's not about, like you said before, it's not fluff.
No,
it's being authentic, and say you got it. And
so it's kind of more the behind the scenes appreciation, celebrating who we are as individuals. It might not be it's like the pre-win. Yeah, you're celebrating before the win, but it really means something. Yeah. And now I'm gonna throw a stat at you, because I can't have you steal all the stats.
I'm Jess today.
You're Jess. So I'm going to take my hat back for a little bit, and that same Gallup survey that you were quoting, that you've actually done some amazing posts on our Instagram with, found that employees with a best friend at work are 7 times more likely to be engaged. So there's facts to back up what we're trying to help encourage and support throughout our work bestie community, and throughout all the companies out there. It's not just about being cute. It's not just about the camaraderie, although that does help a lot. It's about changing a culture and ensuring that all companies are supportive of this, because it benefits us all.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be big. It has to be genuine, right? Like I know, for example, for some people in the team or whatever, if they do something, even if it's like small, do it because we appreciate it. Right. So if we appreciate, we have to let them know, hey, great job, thank you, that was awesome. Or even if you're in a meeting, for example, don't take the wins to yourself. Make sure, oh yes, so and so did that. And I think that makes a big difference. So again, doesn't have to be like war dramatic. It can be a little Teams emoji, or a post-it. Post-it, do we know what a post-it is?
Does everyone know what a post-it is? I'm laughing because obviously if you are in the know, you know. The movie Romeo and Michelle, they make the comment that they created the post-its, and we, as a joke, because we used to work on the same team, we used to co-present every month, and I believe our most infamous lead-in for that deck was when we had the Romeo and Michelle, and I think it said above it, like, we created the post-it.
I know. So we had to make it more context, right? Yeah. We were doing a monthly meeting, right? And in the agenda, we always put some famous duo. So yes, we have duo, them. Yeah. We have also
Thelma
and Louise. We had also
the Ab Fab girls.
Fabs. Those were the best. I mean, anything to make us laugh, giggle.
And to bring brevity to sometimes
social wellness.
Social wellness. All right, sorry, we're kind of deviating from the point of this episode, but I know, to bring us back, the real point about this was how what you described really does create safety amongst
Mhm.
teams, and it does make people show up more fully. I think the one thing we just want to caution, because you've talked about this when we were designing the context of this podcast, was not to over compliment
Oh,
people,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
there is a balance.
Oh, totally. For
And
example, who did not get someone that, for the smallest, the smallest little thing? Oh, thank you for your leadership, even if it was, I don't know, pushing a chair somewhere.
I
It
think the
has to
way to
be
describe it, you want it to be
genuine.
genuine, and you want to ensure that there's meaning behind it, even if it's a small thing.
Because
not just
otherwise, at the end,
a
people
throwaway
won't.
thing.
Yeah, otherwise people won't believe it,
Yeah, they want to,
and they were
they
like,
won't-
"Eh, whatever."
Yeah.
You know.
So there's that balance.
Differs the.
So we do want to recognize that, but we also do want to recognize that celebrating wins is wellness, as we said, and it does help. And some managers are better at that than others.
Yeah, totally.
Right. So if someone is noticing you, that's when self-recognition becomes more essential. So I think you want to really institute as a manager or even as a peer, right? I think you can do it amongst peers too, to ensure you're showcasing the wins, but again, the balance of truly being authentic about it.
And even for yourself, right? You can do those little celebrations like Harvard studies did.
She stole my hat. You're back with my hat, aren't you?
I have to say,
and now you're throwing it. You're throwing
I
it
read
Harvard.
Journal.
I just
Harvard
a gallop.
Journal, you know? Yeah, sorry, but that's okay. Big, small wins.
Thanks. See what you did there.
But even about yourself, it goes back to those affirmation in a way, right? Oh, you're good. For example, sometimes I go crazy about a project, and it's true, and I did it, and I don't know why. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I'm so good. Meanwhile, you all know I have this imposter complex, but
syndrome,
I will say that because I'm proud of myself, and I think that it's important for everybody also to say, comfort themselves that what they did was good without being like,
conceited. So you exuding that in front of your team is giving them confidence to feel good about themselves too, which I think is amazing. That's awesome. I don't do that. I should.
Well, I don't go around and say, "Oh, I'm so good" all the time.
No, I didn't say that. Okay. I'm saying just you saying it at all.
In
front of them.
Yeah, and they laugh because
right?
and they laugh
so
because
go ahead and say I did that. I did a great job, because if you did, it helps others see that like they should be able to say it themselves.
I almost do it as a joke, right? I'm like, I'm finished, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so good.
Right, but I still think
it's funny.
Yeah. All right.
So should we discuss some idea of what the Work Bestie community can use?
Sure. So why don't we come up with some quick ones? I don't know about people who are still in the office, but this is something you could do physically in an office, or you could create a digital page on this. Back in the day, I remember we had a wall where people could pin a ball, where people could do win the weekly wins.
That's awesome.
And you could do it for anyone. Yeah, you could do it for anyone. But you could still create. We get those all the time too, when somebody's leaving. About the digital boards, you could create one for your team on that, and people just post as you go.
Yeah.
The win of the week, and it can come from anyone. It could be anonymous. It could be from someone specific. You could put one out for yourself. It's
if nobody does it for you.
Well, I mean, and again, the point of it is sometimes people do amazing stuff that gets behind the scenes. So it's good to do that. Another one
I do.
Another one
of the things that I do, actually, I think I said it. To do a little win, I'll send an email and CC the boss. That's a good one.
There's also the peer shout outs at team meetings. So you could do that in your meeting or your meetings with my boss. We could do it in front of them. You could do a work bestie of the week. That's where the two people that work on something together that got it done. It doesn't even have to be within your department. It could be cross departments to help bring collaboration and exposure to some of the other things that other teams are doing. You could, as you said, do kind of more of a private hype which it could be a text, it could be a Teams, a Slack message, or it could be an email. And that usually does mean it's with you and that individual who did it right, or even your boss or their boss or whatever. You also could do kind of like a silly Dunder Mifflin approach where you create an award ceremony.
That's funny.
Where you could do it quarterly,
like a calendar wizard.
Semi-annually, annually, an email ninja.
Yeah.
I think that those were some things that you had as words of the week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. Email ninja.
You had the email ninja.
I didn't do calendar wizard. It's going to be next week.
There you go.
There we go. Don't need to, think too much on that one.
And then you also could do, I know in my team meetings, I always try and either kick off or end with, is there anything you guys want to share, any successes, any things that you did? You can make it a little bit more formal and talk about what went well and create a habit of kicking off with that. So it sets the tone of more of a positive and collaborative environment too.
One thing I do, but it is not really like the win, but a little bit, because each time someone does, because a lot of time, right, there's a lot of wins and we don't realize. Each time when one of my teams does a win, I'm like, don't forget to put on your OneNote for your end of year review.
Sure. Yeah. Although I think you want to put the bigger ones on the end of the year review. But I get what you mean by the sentiment of it. To see the continuity
too small, I'm not going to.
Right, but the point of this, and to bring it all back, is the social wellness element of it shouldn't be just the big wins, because everybody should be notating those. It could be those little tiny things, like we talked about, like an email that you were dreading to send, or a presentation that you were struggling on, and we as managers see it. You don't want to intervene. You want them to figure it out on their own, and they quickly recognize, I need help, and come to you. Those aren't huge wins. They're small wins, but they're definitely things that when you recognize and you comment to them, like, you did a great job with that, it sends that signal that says, I see you, I see what you're doing, you matter, which is so important.
It is important. And especially, we don't wait for permission to celebrate, right? It's all about creating a team culture that lifts everybody up, because we are with each other like more than with your significant others. Yeah. So, it has to be fun. It has to be, yes, you have to work, but you have to you're going to, it's kind of silly what I'm going to say, but love each other, or tolerate,
who do you love,
or tolerate by being positive and lifting each other. Life is hard enough that you don't want to add to it.
Right. It boosts morale, and it does help, as you commented about, with productivity. I don't think you comment on this one, but it also helps with retention. So keeping people at your company. Yep. And that is something you did not quote from Gallup, but I will. Gallup did comment that that it does lift sales productivity by that 18%, which makes everybody happy. Yeah. Right? So,
bonus, people. Hey. So go celebrate someone or yourself, or any, really appreciate people, and because they've earned it and you earned it.
Yeah, for sure. So if this episode gave you something to smile about, share it with your work bestie, then text them the win that you're proud of them for.
Yeah. Or better yet, share with us their win and tag them.
I like that.
Yes, do that.
And if you haven't yet followed us on Instagram and on YouTube, please subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe on
YouTube. Please come over. We're cheering for your wins too.
Around here, we believe no one celebrates alone.
Right. And with that, we see you, we hear you, and support you.
Bye. See you next week.
Remember, whether you're swapping snacks in the break room, rescuing each other from endless meetings, or just sending that perfectly timed meme, having a work bestie is like having your own personal hype squad.
So keep lifting each other up, laughing through the chaos, and of course, thriving. Until next time, stay positive, stay productive, and don't forget to keep supporting each other.